Hi friends, I'm aware that many of you may not even know who I am. My name is Robert Reif, and I was blessed to serve as First Baptist Church's first full-time music and worship minister between 2001 and 2004. I still had dark hair at the time. In every journey, there are places where streams flow to converge into still bigger streams that ultimately lead to the ocean. We get little pointers along the way, kind of like divine hints as to best path to follow. These important and unique guidestones form the basis of who we're becoming. I'm sure that you can all identify a few such special thin place moments in your own path as well. First Baptist Church was one such place in my spiritual journey. Prior to coming to Mac, I served a large evangelical church in British Columbia. It was 4 of the best years of my professional and personal life, but it offered little for a mind on the move and a very thirsty soul. It had worn thin, and I was ready for a profound change. I'd looked for a place to serve that wasn't merely a lateral move, as it were. I was hungry for something very different, something that would bring new inspiration and a fresh challenge to my life and career. At that time, I'd grown a little bit soul sick, and I needed a place to stretch my legs, to deconstruct for a while, somewhere to ask the unaskable questions about the untouchable topics. For me, this was that place. I discovered here a community of safe and kindred spirits, those with a passion for justice and a prophetic faith that spoke truth to power, that portrayed a commitment to the marginalized, to outliers, to the poor, to the disenfranchised. I discovered the joys of working with a dedicated and diverse group of folks who let me in. They let me make mistakes, big mistakes, and took a chance on me all the same. I found my soul here. I enjoyed my first official spiritual director in McMinnville, and I am still friends with that gentleman today. Through many of the folks at this church, I discovered the spiritual voices for which I had always yearned but never really felt free to fully explore. Thomas Merton, Dorothy Day, Henry Nouwen, Anne Lamott, Thich Nhat Hanh, and many others. It was here I discovered and unleashed my love for Taizé prayer. We enjoyed many of them along the way. And eventually, alongside David Massey, I was able to begin Taizé prayer services at Linfield College. The long history at First Baptist of spirituality and justice led me to take a master's degree in spiritual formation and leadership. It was here that I came to appreciate even more the beautiful story we tell through a more unified liturgical form of worship, but that is still creative and individualized to suit any particular community. The academic and intellectual life that comes so naturally to this place, given its deep Linfield College roots, allowed me many opportunities to participate in various activities at the school. It was delicious. I love the gifted and varied musicians God has always brought to this church. It was an absolute blast getting to lead them and be led by them in making joyful sounds to the Lord. And finally, many of you may not know this, but you're about to. I got sober here. A series of events led the church leadership to become aware that I was basically drinking myself to death. But this church decided not to get rid of me. They would have been very justified in doing so. But they worked with me, helped me into AA, helped me get my first sponsor to develop accountability and a new and better road. That was 2002. I'm still in AA, and it's 2021. You do the math. Thanks to this church for walking a walk of grace. I am forever grateful. We moved to Yakima in 2006, where I began a ministry at Westminster Presbyterian Church as their music and worship minister. And that church would later become Yakima Covenant Church. I left my formal post there in January of 2020 to pursue ministry in the UK. And much of the reason that we're going to Britain in the first place can be traced to my own journey of faith deconstruction and reconstruction, inspired and nurtured in this very place. I have recently been ordained as a minister in the Evangelical Covenant Church, and our global missions arm is called simply Serve Globally. And we will be going as a representative of some or all of Serve Globaly's 5 mission emphases in Europe. Evangelism in a post-Christian context, church planting and revitalization, ministry in the arts, ministry to those caught in human trafficking, ministry among refugees, immigrants, and asylum seekers. And we go as tent makers, in other words, bivocational. We'll both be in ministry, but my wife will seek a job in her profession of geographic information system. She basically does really cool stuff with digital mapping. She plans to leave ahead of me in hopes of securing something and setting up shop. I will establish my ministry from wherever she finds work, most likely somewhere in and around London or Edinburgh. Our tribe are those who affectionately call themselves ex-evangelicals or post-evangelicals, post-Christians, pre-Christians, ex-Mormon, ex-something else, even agnostics. Basically those who simply do not fit into conventional faith modalities, who are at some level of faith deconstruction or perhaps no faith at all. They have lived in our house, they've hung out at our dinner table, they've grabbed us in parking lots or restaurants or online for conversation. We've gone to concerts together. They've laughed and cried with us and just generally shared their stories of confusion, discouragement, or distance from organized religion. Neither of us fit particularly well in the local church. This church didn't care and welcomed us all the same. And I dare say it has allowed us to be effective at what we do and with whom. Basically, I want to build a seeking community at the intersections of life, liturgy, spirituality, creativity, and theology for the seekers to whom we are drawn to love and serve. Outliers, like those of us who have never fit real good. A big part of all of this is building our prayer and financial partners community. What an honor it would be to have you, this church, and the many wonderful people who populate her pews to partner with us in this venture. Would you be willing to help us fulfill our call by means of something we call Project 21, or Coffee Money Gospel, if you will? $21 or more a month, a $3 coffee 7 times a month, or if you're given to more uptown drinks, a $7 coffee 3 times a month. The point is finding people like you to partner with us at sustainable levels. Will you consider joining us on this adventure? I've included a link to our Serve Globally mission page. Well, for more information or to sign up for our newsletter, you can simply email me at robert.rife@covchurch.org. robert.rife@covchurch.org. We love you all and are so happy to share these thoughts with you. Thanks be to God. This is our mantra for the coming season of our ministry.
Love and serve the Lord. Go in peace to love and serve the Lord. Go in peace to love and serve the Lord. And be free. And be free. Love and serve the Lord. Go in peace to love and serve the Lord. And be free. And be free. Go in peace to love and serve the Lord. Go in peace to love and serve the Lord. Go in peace to love and serve the Lord. Set them free. Set them free. Set them free. Set them free. Go in peace to love and serve the Lord.
Amen.